The following program was paid for by Southern American Media. Fox 30 welcomes you to Meridian's favorite TV personalities and three-time CMA nominees for Broadcast Personality of the Year. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Debbie.
And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie, as we start a Tuesday morning.
Man, here we are again. We're on the second day of the week.
Yes, we are.
Man.
All right, Odie, since we don't have sound effects, you're going to have to, you know how when you watch Fox News and they have that swooshing breaking news? All right, that's the sound that we get. As we head to our map this morning, as we're finding out, this just happened a few moments ago, and this is, for Lauderdale County, seriously breaking news as we get to a shooting that has occurred. As we pull up the map here, this would be on Bunk Newell, the 1800 block of Bunk Newell Road. Here's Long Creek. This is going to be just off of Highway 19. If you were to come down from Southeast School, follow this road right onto Bunk Newell Road. And as we go to this, we just got this in from Chief Deputy Ward Calhoun this morning. At 5:50 this morning, a 911 call was placed to dispatch and reported that while sleeping, a bullet went through a window and shot a victim in the foot. The victim was taken by a personal vehicle to the local emergency room. Deputies are on the scene working this. Again, this is the 1800 block of Bunk Newell Road in Lauderdale County as things happen.
So be safe if you're in that area. You know there's going to be some traffic with Sheriff's Department's vehicles going in and out. So just be careful. Them and the buses and everything's rolling this morning.
Yes, it is. So keep it in mind. The next thing that we wanted to bring about, and it's always bad when things like that happen. We don't know. And I want to remind you, this is about the same area as back in the fall that a shooting occurred at this same residence. So there's some type of tie-in some way. A home just doesn't get struck twice normally without there being a connection of some sort.
Yeah, and that, you know, if somebody gets hit in the foot, there's really not any aiming. It's just a blind pull of the trigger, and
drive-by.
And that's where you get anybody around that area is in danger as well. So just be vigilant while you're outside.
Absolutely. Y'all watch that as we pay close attention to what's going on in our neighborhood. Second thing that we wanted to do, let's bring up a critter. There's nothing worse than a critter being in the highways and the byways. We're going up Highway 493 now this morning. And again, it's starting to break daylight, so this could still get you here if you're not paying attention. As we pull this up, we've got two horses near Arkadelphia Baptist Church there on Highway 493 North.
You know, now you've got a dark horse. The sun hadn't quite made it up yet. And right there in front of that church is kind of a curve and a hill that puts you in a blind spot. So you're traveling that area. Be careful. Keep your eyes peeled, looking on both sides of the road. And I'm sure when they get this up and cleared, Scotty Ray will make a post saying everything's good. But right now, be careful in that entire area because they're moving and no telling where they're going.
And if y'all remember, 493 is just like this. Yeah. It's kind of like one of them rides down at Dollywood.
Woo. You think a deer do some damage? You don't want to hit a horse.
That's absolutely.
Man, they're so tall, they're going to come in the vehicle with you.
Ann Hall says that the shooting that we reported a few moments ago is near her road, where she lives at. So keep that in mind. And so many of you up and at 'em this morning. Ann, Luke, Steve, and Wanda, how are y'all doing? Debbie McGibbon watching us today. She's hoping everybody has a great day.
And we do the same for y'all. We want everybody to have a wonderful morning.
All right, you're worrying me. I heard a little slight sniff in Odie, and the last co-host that was in here got sick and never came back.
Well, you know, I'm going to tough this out. My sinuses, it's daggone Mississippi weather.
It will get you, won't it?
When you've got to put on shorts and a tank top in the afternoon to go out and wrap your pipes because it's going to freeze that night, will screw up your sinuses.
Yes, it will.
Something bad. And I'm one of those that don't like to take medicine, and my wife is like, look, you've got to do something. So I took me some Alka-Seltzer Dayquil, and I got me another pack for this afternoon. I'm going to get this here thing knocked out.
Yeah, she don't want to hear you sniffing at night is what it is.
That's what it coughing and keeping her up in the morning, so she'll be all right. She's probably sleeping now because I probably kept her up a little bit last night.
Ooh, Madison Alexander just sent me a beautiful sunrise picture. I want to say thank you for doing that. I know you can't see it good from here. We'll get that posted after a while, but we do appreciate those.
Yeah.
And let me step back on this, Odie, and just do a bow and think. And as always, as we think, give thank yous, we have to give a big thank you to the man upstairs. And I made that of a thank you to each and every one of you and the good Lord above for making this show such a success as we pull this up to show you. This is what I posted yesterday. We now have 50,000 people here in the Meridian area and all following us for their news and our headlines. Maybe that's a better word for it because we talk about it a little bit differently than anybody else. But your headlines and things that go on in our community, 50,000 folks follow us. Spread the word. We hope to gain another 50,000 before long.
That's right, and it's growing, and that's not. If you really see the numbers, Scotty Ray, don't push yourself down like that because it is amazing what you have done and what this show brings in, and when on a weekly basis, you've got 50,000 followers.
Right, we have.
But there's 1.3 million people who interact with this show. 1.3 million. We live in a county that's got 73,000.
Right.
Not 730,000, 73,000. And this show's reaching over 1 million people. Guys, this is awesome.
We can't say thank you enough. And this is truly, without a doubt, a blessing, as I said, from the good man above. When we started this, I kid you not, we had basically run out of money. When we started with this, so I had everybody has a sock drawer where you got a little bit of money hid.
Don't tell nobody where it's at.
Right, I had $5,000 hid to rebuild the engine in my '66 Chevrolet. So I thought, well, I have no job, I can't get one, so I didn't even own a computer at that point, Odie, and I give it to Dylan Ray, and he went out and got what he could for $5,000, and we began this, and it has grown. So, and again, the blessing goes to each and one of you. And people all go, well, how do you know this? It's because of you who interact with us and let us know the information as it happens. Why? You want to know what's going on in your community to make it safer. And that's what this whole thing is about.
We want everybody to know what's going on around the country because anything that happens in the country happens and affects us here. But what affects us the most right here is what goes on right here. So if it's a story that needs to be told that's happening across the country, then it's going to come out.
That's right.
But what affects us is where we live each and every day. And by pushing this out can actually make this community better for me, my family, you, your family, every one of y'all and your family. And that's what we want is everybody here to have a wonderful place to live. I'm spoiled. I love my grandkids, and I don't want them to graduate high school, go to college, and then have to go off somewhere else to live and make an earning to have their family. And that's where we're headed. Nobody stays here anymore because there's nothing here. And
we want to change that.
That's it. And Shaloop's coming, and maybe that's a deal where they can reach out and say, guys, look, Meridian, Lauderdale County's got it going on.
Manufacturing is our key.
Manufacturing, let's bring that back. We've got the raw materials here. We've got our roadways. You can't get anywhere without coming through here.
I mean, all roads lead to Meridian, and that is no lie.
And 500-mile radius, look at what we've got. Everything. Branson, Missouri, all the way down to New Orleans, Mobile. That 500-mile radius is huge from where we're centrally located. And yes, we've got tornadoes, but we're safer from a hurricane.
That's right.
Than some of these other counties. So, guys, we've got it right here. All we've got to do is push that out, show people what we've got. We're not hiding anything.
No. No, not a bit.
And bring them in and welcome them as they come in.
Now, if you'd like to follow the show and be more a part of it throughout the day, go to Facebook at Scotty Ray Report or on YouTube under Sam Media. You can still type in Scotty Ray Report and it pulls up and you start following. Pretty easy to do, and you'll be on top of it. Coming up, we're going to tell you what went on in Newton County overnight. Woo, the popo has been called in Newton County. We'll tell you all about what happened last night on the way next. Mark your calendars for the Spring Extravaganza Show coming Saturday, April the 15th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and conveniently located at the old Office Max building at Bonita Lake Circle. From boutique clothes, shoes and accessories, children's clothing, spring plants, jewelry, gift items. Come shop and have lunch with Jack's Sausage Dogs. The Spring Extravaganza Gift Show coming Saturday, April the 15th from 9 until 4 at the old Office Max building in Meridian. Call Becky at 601-480-1776. If you're an outdoorsman, Garrett's Outfitters is the place to head to in Meridian. They have a complete line of gloves to keep your hands warm in these cold mornings, toboggans to block that wind, and America's favorite Carhartt, from the rugged overalls to slacks and shirts. Work boots and mud boots as well. Browse around the gun accessories and a complete line of just about any gun. Protect your investment, your guns, with one of the many Browning gun safes they have to choose from. For the outdoorsman in your family, it's Garrett's, 3505 8th Street, Meridian. Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 invites you by to take a look at a brand new product they've got. Odes, ATVs, and UTVs. These side-by-sides range from 800 to 1,000 cc's and they come with heat or air. Whether you're doing work around the farm or hunting, they've got the unit just for you to keep warm or cool, depending upon that Mississippi and Alabama day. Swing by for a test drive today at Freeman Tractor. See coleslaw, buttermilk, and don't forget you can meet their newest employee, Eggplant. That's Freeman Tractor, Highway 494.
Have you been in an auto accident? Call Will Parker. Get the help you deserve. Call Will Parker. Don't settle for less and know your rights. Call Will Parker. Call or go online at parkerfirm.net. Call your Meridian lawyer, Will Parker.
And welcome back, Scotty Ray and Odie on a cold morning. We're sitting at about 30 now, but don't give up. It's cloudy now. It's going to get sunny by late afternoon, and Odie 67 today.
I'm telling you, so we're going to be in shorts wrapping those pipes for the night time.
Let me
It's
pull.
terrible.
Let me show this because this is kind of important as to where we are and what the weather is going to do over this week. Here, let's pull this up from our friends at Wilson Salt. This is the outlook. 66 today. Look at this. 78, 83, and then here comes the bad weather on Friday. Severe weather, 84 though, but the weekend, as we talk about Martin Day and on into Sunday going to church, 79 degrees, and this cold stuff will be over for a little while.
That's right, and it's not going to be so hot because we're going to have some clouds in the sky to keep the sun from just beating down on us, which we don't need to go directly from freezing temperatures to 89 degrees with the sun beating down. You think, excuse me, you think I got this sinus deal? Wait till these temperatures keep flip-flopping and
That's right.
man, it'll whoop you.
All right, y'all make a note of this. If you live in Newton County, don't be messing with Jody Pennington and the deputies. There's a couple of reasons. Let's start out. Let's go to Chunky this morning. Let's pull up here. Rumor has it, as it was said to me by a good authority last night, that someone was seen at the ball field. Well, there's nothing wrong, Odie, with going to the ball field there in Chunky, unless you're wearing shorts and a tank top and on your knees running around like a horse on the field. This will get the attention of the Newton County Sheriff's Department. They will come and visit you.
We've got to check your mental stability.
I'm going to go out on a limb and think, well, you might have had a few too many there and thought it was a great idea in 30-degree weather to do that. No word yet if anybody was detained on that, but we had another situation as we move over here, and I'm waiting for word from Jody of the final. We do know that someone was taken into custody that just really didn't want to stop for the blue lights.
Were they in a white Bronco?
That was a little card. He just drove around at 40 miles an hour and made his way all over the county there with folks followed him. And they finally got him detained there. We hadn't gotten all the details yet, but we do know that someone was taking it. Don't be messing with Jody and the deputies over there. They don't appreciate that. You have to abide by all the laws in Newton County.
You're going to get the famous saying, 3 hots in a cot.
Yeah, that's right.
Come on in. So if you're in Clark County, you'll get to stay at the Bear Yacht.
The Bear Yacht.
Yeah.
Chief deputy.
Oh,
That's a pretty good one there. Don't be messing around with Clark County either. They take care of things there also. And speaking of this, we'll get this posted in just a little bit. I just got a picture of a house fire. This looks like this happened yesterday in Newton County. We'll get this up. Lots of smoke. If that's not a total loss, I don't know what would be.
Yeah,
Look at that.
It's something. You know, I had somebody that said, how do y'all get, or how does Scotty Ray get all this stuff? And he says, he's quick. And I said, yes, sometimes Scotty Ray will call me and say, are you going to this? And I'm like, going to what? And then my pager will go off. And I say, well, I guess I am now. And I told this guy, and I said, look, I'm just going to be straight up with you. I said, how many reporters do you think some of these other outlets have? Oh, I don't know. And I said, how many do you think Scotty Ray's got? Because those 50,000 followers, every one of them.
Yep.
Are sending stuff in. And keep doing that, because that's how the information gets out, is each and every one of y'all want to see the community better, so each and every one of y'all take part and send stuff in. And so that's how you get all the information, and it surprised me how fast people send information to you for safety, not just for just being nosy, but for the safety.
Yeah, it was funny because me and Ward had a conversation about that. He goes, my Lord, the folks. And it is. People see things and they just want to know who, what, or how. And when I get a message, then I start calling officials to verify, is this going on in that neighborhood? And overwhelmingly, we have such great law enforcement that are willing to go, yes, this is what's going on. We got a handle on it, or we're working on this. Give me just a second and let me find out what it is. There's very few, and there are a few that sometimes don't want to tell it all. I think it's no secret what department that I'm talking about. I'll just leave it at that. But I think we all know that.
Yeah, we got some good news up.
What we got?
Brenda's granddaughter, Charlotte, was turned 7 yesterday.
Wow.
So happy birthday.
Yes,
7 years
sirree.
old. Happy birthday. March is a great month.
It is. Austin Cunningham saying that Jody and his team are one of the best they've ever had there in Newton County. I have to back that up.
That's right. And we've got Joey back from Stapleton, and that's my other neighbor, I guess. I'm going to have to call him.
Your neighbor
Since he's right north of my other house.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen today, tomorrow, maybe the next day, but there is a mess brewing in America, all coming from the Stormy Daniels thing and Trump. As we've mentioned several times, it is most likely they're saying that DA is going to push this to have Trump arrested. As every analyst tells us, once this happens, it will be kind of like the nail that sealed it to move him to a higher level of people supporting him as this happens.
You don't wait this long until there's already a problem with the Democrat division. Here's my other pet peeve.
What's your pet peeve this morning?
We don't have a Democratic president, and we don't have a Democratic party. We have a Democrat president, and we have a Democrat party. Democratic is a way.
It is.
Democrat is you, the Democrat, not me, is that person that's got that office. So,
but used to in America, it didn't matter what side of the field, if you were Democrat, if you were Republican, we all worked or seemed that we worked for the betterment of the country.
For everybody.
And that's what we really want at the end, every day, day in, day out, no matter how, even independents. And, they usually decide who the president is. But this has turned into a thing on Trump of we just don't like him, and we're going to do whatever it takes to get something on him. And
it's the only way to hurt him.
Yeah.
And somebody said attention. You talk about attention hungry. He is.
Yes.
But hey, we were well on our way to a country that was bringing manufacturing back, giving jobs back to the American people. It was America first. I don't have a problem with another country.
No.
But America first. And I don't think we've had a president in a long time that was 100% America first.
And the thing that is concerning, and no matter what you're watching, how you voted, let's step back and think about COVID. How many items did you try to get that you couldn't? Maybe it was
Steel?
medication. Maybe it was a tractor part. Maybe it was a new car that the prices got inflated. Why? We didn't have that little bitty chip. And if you saw all across America at racetracks, we had Ford trucks piled up, Dodge trucks piled up because we had no way to make them run because it's no longer made in America. And I don't care who becomes president, if it's done justly, let's fix America. I think you would agree with that, wouldn't you?
100%. And I don't vote on a party.
I was scared you was going to say you couldn't vote.
That who knew? Typically, I do vote Republican. But I have voted for a Democrat because I will listen to what that person has to say. Your party affiliation does not affect me as much as your belief. And if you want to make America better by bringing jobs back, by keeping our manufacturing jobs here, I don't care what you ride. Is it an elephant or a donkey? I will vote for you, the person.
Yep. That's a good point. That's a few things happening there. Oh, we had gunfire in Meridian overnight. You ain't going to believe that, are you?
Say it ain't so.
That's true. Let's pull it up here and show everybody what happened here. Let's go to Grand Avenue, Odie. On the 2000 block of Grand Avenue, shots were reported. This is going to be where Sun South is. Here's I-20 here. As we come down here, here's Motel 6. We go down right past here near Anderson Road in that area there. Gunshots reported. Now, no one was hurt. No one was injured again. We always like to state that when things like that are said, but still concerning.
Well, that bullet had to stop somewhere.
It did. Let's go over to 58th Avenue. Why not? Well, we had shots there also. As we pull that up to take a look here, gunfire on 58th Avenue would be the 200 block of that. Here sits Mitchell Distributing. This is going to be First Street. It's going to be due east as we have a lot of trouble in this area up here near 5th Street and where the gas station is. East of there is the general idea. East of Highway 19 is where that happened. Now, no one hurt, no one injured in that instance either. 6 or 7 shots were fired from my understanding. We have another place that we need to make a drop-by visit to. You ready to go there?
Well, might as well. We're still in the car riding around.
All right, let's go to 27th Avenue. Now, this will be the all-too-familiar place up at Point Rexall, right there where the road splits. Here's where Point Rexall used to be. Here's a store here. It'd be just to the northwest of there, off of Poplar Springs Drive, right in that area. Gunfire last night. Again, no injuries or damage that we're aware of at this point.
Yeah, that's scary. I mean, these bullets, when they come out, they're going to go somewhere until something stops. And, until we stop this just crazy firing, it could be in us or one of our loved ones. We need to put a handle on this.
Sheila Mathespeed, how are you? Watching us from Big City Equipment. Glad to see you.
There we go. Yeah, I'm sure she's heard of the Bear Yacht, as they call it down there.
The Bear Yacht. I got to remember that.
I wonder if Sheriff Chancellor's going to keep that name.
We'll have to check on that. The Bear Yacht. Oh, Kevin, glad to see you also joining us there.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we have. I want to bring this up. This happened a month ago, and I believe today, it's either today or tomorrow, that this will make... Wow. Hold the presses. Debbie sending in texts telling me I didn't pronounce Rexall correctly. Point Rexall. She said I pronounced it wrong. But as we go back to what I was going to say here, this is, I think today makes a month. It could be tomorrow. But this young man has been missing a month. And we go to Noxubee County here from here. This is going to be the Sugarlock area just across the Kemper County line. This young man's been missing for over a month now. 30 years old, 5'10", weighs 285. He was last seen walking there on Paulette and Mahonner Road. We don't know what has become of this. Family is worried. He needed his medication, the best I remember, and we have no idea where he might be.
Get the picture off of Scotty Ray's page and put that on your phone. So while you're riding around or at Walmart or at a store or doing whatever, you've got that picture. And if you see somebody that looks like this, bring that picture up. We need to get this man back home and get him the medicine that he's needing. Let's
go to the MBI, the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation. We have another Mississippian missing as we go to Macomb, Mississippi this morning to take a look at this. This gentleman is missing also. They have no idea where he might be, but if you happen to bump into this young man also, he's a missing person. We have had so much of this going on lately.
Same thing. Take pictures and keep that, no matter who it is, keep that picture handy. So anybody that resembles it, bring that up. Let's look.
I have a question for you. Now, you've met a lot of people in the great state of Mississippi. Have you ever bumped into all your goings and meetings that you've gone to? You ever bumped into Shad White?
Yes, he was 2 years ago. He was at an EMA conference down on the coast, and he was our guest speaker.
Now, is he as nice as he appears to be on television and articles that I read?
He really is. He was just as nice, and I mean, he broke it down for us, and he talked for a couple of hours, and a real nice guy. Walked around and introduced himself and talked to everybody. He didn't just come off the stage and went run somewhere and hid. But yes, he is a nice guy.
We're also getting Don. So there's a lady missing in Meridian for a month. Do you know who?
No, we'll have to go back and look. But that second guy, Debbie's got on here saying that it's been found. He's been found.
Oh, this one from MBI.
So
okay.
We'll have to double check that. But a lady missing in Meridian for a month with no official search party by authorities. Don't have any information on her. So maybe that's something that we need to
send us a name.
Into.
We'll be glad to do that.
And start looking and seeing.
Yeah, absolutely.
We need to find out about that.
As we bring up Shad White, he always introduces us to new people. Well, here's somebody that has pleaded guilty to embezzlement. As we go here to take a look here in Jackson, Mississippi, this happened there in Benton County, Mississippi. Embezzlement. It doesn't matter who you are, what you do. Shad White's office tracks it down and makes an arrest, and, well, he sends you a letter of demand.
He's going to get you. How can you take $104,000 away from the water department and think you're not going to get caught?
It just doesn't add up.
I mean, wow. But he's doing his business, he's doing his job, and that's one person. I'm mixed feelings. I think he'd be great as a governor. But I don't want him to be governor. I think he's doing an awesome job right here where he's at, and until we clean up this entire state, keep him there, and then let's move him to governor and see what he can do there.
Now, I bet he could find some discrepancies, couldn't he?
He's fighting with old Brett Favre. How many people was going to do that?
Now, as you bring that up this morning, of course, Brett has never had any charges against him, but we did have, and I've got the story here somewhere, to where there's another person that has pleaded guilty in this scandal of what's going on. Let me see if I can find this. I'm not sure if I can get my hands on it real quick like.
Well, Brett had asked a federal judge to dismiss him from the case, and that federal judge said no.
You're absolutely right.
You're part of that, and you're going to stay in that. So his pants, just like ours.
Absolutely. As we see that he must remain in it, is what is said. But as we get into this, we have someone else, Christy Webb, who is the executive director of Family Resources, has pled guilty. She will get roughly 10 years. She hadn't been sentenced yet, but for her role in all of that.
Well, she may be able to reduce that just a little bit. And I don't mind. If she sits there and writes out the who, what, where, when, why, how, and everything else, let's give her a little bit of time.
This goes very high into the officials within the state of Mississippi, and we don't know where it will end. And of course, Brett Favre says that, well, I would just ask for the money, and they gave the money. And again, Brett has never been charged for anything. He's just tied up in all of this in the USM, the soccer complex. Wasn't that what it was down there?
Volleyball.
We'll see where this ends, but it is the biggest scandal to ever hit the state of Mississippi. And will this hurt the governor now when he seeks re-election?
Well, the majority of this came under Phil Bryant.
It did.
So I don't know how much Tater's going to get off of it.
Tater released the guy that was prosecuting it. Remember the attorney? He goes, your contract is up. And a lot of people go, well, now.
Wait a minute. Why did you do that? So if it links back to him, Tater could get hurt by it.
And it's one of those things of whether you're linked or not. If somebody thinks it and you're a politician, it usually does you damage, is the reason I say it that way.
Yeah, it definitely will.
And Tater doesn't have a clean slate in other places. I had somebody ask me not long ago that said, are you a Republican? as you pointed out, I vote for, I think, who's best in the state, and I'm just very cautious of people who don't tell the truth sometimes forthcoming. Does Tater have a Republican challenger? I don't think he does he?
I don't think so. I think he's got a Democrat opponent, but I don't think he's got a Republican
There's
opponent.
a poll out that says this race is way tighter than it's ever been in the state of Mississippi for years upon years now.
Well, that means, people, we've got to do better than 35% of y'all going to vote.
Yes, sir.
We've got to get on up there, and people get out and vote for who they want to. They want to run this country, this county, this state. We've got to get everybody back talking.
Absolutely. Don sent in, said the young lady that is missing in Meridian is Bertha Gowdy. Don, if you will send me the information, we'll get some information on this out, and we'll get this posted today.
Yeah.
We'll check with authorities and give me all the information that you can about her, and we'll get something up on this and get it out to make sure. Thank you. We'll be right back with more information as we start your Tuesday.
One of the most important places to you is your home. That's why Patrick Allen Companies is proud to provide style, functionality, and security to your home. There's nothing quite like a well-designed overhead garage door or vinyl replacement windows, or the safety of a storm shelter to help your family feel protected. Patrick Allen offers doors and windows for commercial and industrial with dozens of innovative designs. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
J&J Tire and Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes. And they even do work on motorcycles. With the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian.
For something as vital as your eyes, you should have your lenses and contacts made with the utmost care and precision. And that's what Grayson Optical does on 24th Avenue. Since 1996, Grayson Optical's mission has been to provide Meridian and surrounding areas with quality eye care products. That's why we're locally owned and operated. And don't forget, custom-made sunglasses like Costa for your eyes only. When you need to see clearly, Grayson Optical. 2021 24th Avenue, Meridian. 601-693-6374.
As we often talk about what's going on at MCC, look at this, healthcare assistant. If you have thought about switching careers, MCC probably has something that would interest you. And as we bring up this job, the healthcare assistant, there are so many people that need help. What is a healthcare assistant? They help in a lot of the nursing homes and hospitals of people that, just need that little extra oomph. A lot of times that's what makes people feel good, is to help others.
That's right. And it's all aspects. It's everything that deals with human nature is to help. And healthcare assistant, look, you're taking care of someone when they really can't take care of themselves, and that's something that will touch your heart.
As we look at that list, there are nursing homes, doctor's office, hospitals, home health care, aide, caregiver, and nurse assistant. And you could, as in, how many times do people, they don't want to go somewhere, they'd rather stay in their home.
That's
you
right.
get certified to do this.
And stay at someone's home with them.
Yeah.
And they're going to be happier. You'd be happier if you were able to stay at home and not go to a nursing home. And this can change someone else's life as your own as well. So
MCC, call them at 484-8734, one of the ways to reach them. Visit them online, Facebook, any way you can get there. We're getting messages. Debbie said she just sent us the information. They inboxed us with the message of the young lady that's missing in Meridian. We'll get on that today. Been missing a month is what we're being told, and we'll get that information out. I know that there have been times that things were listed with the police department that we didn't get on missing persons sometimes. But we'll dig into it and see what we can find out and get that posted as soon as possible. Good morning, Chet Parker. Glad to see you there.
like Brenda said, prayers going out for everyone missing, praying that they found safe. So yes, definitely, we're going to see what we can dig up on that and get some information, and we do hope and pray that everybody's safe and found.
I had, and just how I had that brief moment of scaredness as you. I was coming back Saturday morning from somewhere. My wife called me and she goes, "Why is the door to your mother's home open?" I thought, "Oh my heavens!" Thank heavens nothing had happened. I guess we just somehow or another didn't lock the door and a wind blew it or whatever. But that moment of your heart jumping out your chest. So I understand each and every one of you when someone is missing. All right, let's roll back some time and let's check on what happened on this day in history. I Want to Go Back is the one song that comes to mind. What else do you know?
Mr. French would be real good at this. He told me he plays along every single day, and he's good. He's better at this than me and you are.
Yeah.
And I agreed with him. I said, well, I know I'm not going to win this game.
I remember another one. Anybody remember the song by Eddie Money, Take Me Home Tonight? I don't want to sleep alone.
That's the one that really sticks out.
Eddie Money was a great singer there.
What band did he come from? I know this.
I couldn't tell you.
Somebody out there knows. And my mind, I can use sinus as a...
I can guarantee you this, Carl Fitzgerald never played this on the radio.
No, but he would still know who this was. Remember when, and he could tell you exactly when that was.
A lot of Eddie Money fans out there. Oh, let's see here. Debbie says she believes I did report Miss Gowdy, but no follow-up. Let me get back on that. See where we are on all that. Now, this next guy, I've seen him in tons of movies.
Yeah.
He was even a Bond at one time. Yeah.
007. He's the last 007, I believe.
Timothy Dalton.
No, there was one more.
Yeah, you're right. He didn't look like a James Bond.
No. He looks more like a James Bond than the new guy does.
Yeah. He just has that. You either have the look or you don't.
Yeah.
The Roger Moore look.
Roger Moore, Sean Connery, those were your two Bonds. And this guy, I guess he fit it, just a little bit.
Eddie Money was a former New York City policeman.
Kudos.
Didn't know that.
Not at all.
Learning more and more and more
That's
there.
Right. This show teaches us.
I did not know this name when I saw this. I had to look it up and then go, oh, yeah, I know her. Anybody remember watching The Cosby Show?
Oh, man. That was something everybody watched.
Yeah, here we go. And it was, you pronounce it
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Sabricia, Sanabricia, Miss Bo.
We're just going to call her Miss B. Miss B has a birthday today. Born in 1958 of The Cosby Show. Who doesn't remember that? She had that little husband on there that was, let me pull that picture. He's not in the picture.
Yeah.
That was, well, he was whipped. There's no other way to word it. He was like, he had a nose ring, and if she said jump, he did.
Well, she's kind of good looking.
He jumped. 1962. Who couldn't sing along with this when you saw the movie and the car that got all messed up in the end there?
That
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Matthew.
It
was good, wasn't it?
It was good. It was good. I mean, and if you hadn't watched it in a long time, watch it again because it was just that good.
It was. I really do like that.
I'm sick. I can't go to school.
Scotty, get Odie a cowboy hat.
Do I need a cowboy hat? Somebody had said something a couple of weeks ago about a hat. And Scotty Ray says, well, I got another one. And I said, well, no, it can't be two cowboy hats. I need to find me a derby or something. So I have been kind of looking. That's just what Greg said.
I also got told yesterday that said, I don't mean to talk about you. And they said, you need to have a talk with your set director, and said that, well, you're a little bit too feminine now. With our background.
Well, it's the flowers.
It's the flowers that make it. They said we need some manly man stuff in the background, like horseshoes or something hanging on the wall.
All right, we'll get that going, and we'll get set design on that today. And
we're looking into it. I'm going to talk to Grumpy and see what she can do. Here is Donald Trump's favorite person in the world today having a birthday. Let's go back to 1962. What was she was in a movie, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what it was.
Well, I know she had a couple of shows that she was in, like sitcoms, but I don't know if she was in no, she was in a movie where she was a cop or something like that.
The only thing that I will ever go down in history remembering her was Mr. President. Or her. You referred to women as being overweight. No.
Just you.
Just Rosie O'Donnell. No one will ever forget that. And, of course, it made her famous there to go on to get that big contract with NBC.
Oh, yes.
1977, Ken Rainey was firing up the turntables at the radio station. This became number one in, well, Meridian, the whole world. With Glenn Campbell and Southern Nights went number one on this date back in 77. Glenn Campbell.
Man, I tell you, that brings back to the old hee-haw.
He was good.
Yes, he was.
All right, 1980 rolled around, and it would be tonight that we all gathered around. And it was one of the most watched television events, and we had to wait all summer to find out what would happen, Odie.
And they were good at dragging that on. They would just hook, line, and sinker the entire leading up to it. I forgot how many shows it was, but it wasn't just 2 weeks. I mean, this was for a long time. Y'all remember it now.
Who Shot JR? March 21st of 1980, and it would be till November before we found out about this.
You know, good programming because they drug you on. You stayed in front of that TV to find out.
Ain't nothing like having an affair with your wife's sister to get shot over.
That's right.
That's what it was.
Whoops.
JR, I think, had an affair with half of Dallas, if I remember right.
Yeah. You know, and that's right after Jeannie.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
she still looks good.
She's beautiful.
Golly.
If you want to see a moment there, go back and watch her on the Andy Griffith Show. And of course, I Dream of Jeannie.
Yep.
1981, we had a number one song, and sometimes you wonder how he got to number one places. Willie was number one with Angel Flying Too Close to the Ground. It was real whiny. We have to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Truth
If
is truth.
anybody can sing just a little bit, you can make it. Because if Willie made it,
You can make it.
And he
1987. Did you watch this? I know it was big. I remember going to prom, and all the guys wanted to dress like them, and I was probably more in the Bo Duke flannel look than most of those guys back in the day. I'm gonna shock you. I was not. I walked to a different beat of everybody else in high school. And if you know me, you knew that. But this was popular, and a lot of people wanted to dress like these guys.
For whatever reason, I have no idea. But the 7th and 8th grade, I wore like a slacks with a button-down shirt with suspenders. I had long hair with a perm in the top and a body wave in the back. Big old boots. I have no
we got a
idea.
picture?
We got one, but I might not show it.
Did you dress that way?
Unfortunately.
Boy.
That was a long time ago. And why? I don't know. Because then I went to year-round, blue jeans, T-shirt, Levi blue jean jacket with the sleeves rolled up, hair cut short. And I went from one end to the other. I don't know what it was.
So what was the number one album in 1993? Some Gave All. Well, we go back for Billy Ray having the number one, Some Gave All. That was it. That was a good one. It was that Achy Breaky Heart.
Yep.
And what was he had another one that was Semi.
Achy
Could have been
Breaky
me.
Heart is about the only one I know.
He had Some Gave All was probably one of the most touching patriotic songs that are out there. And some do give all. And
Yep,
then
sign that check.
Could Have Been Me was the one he wrote about where she gets married and he goes sitting out in the crowd there watching her
I
get
remember
married.
that one.
Could have been
Yep.
me.
Could have been me.
He carried a ring in his pocket for like a year.
And his daughter can sing. She may not be
Yeah.
straight on some other parts, but
Yeah. We'll give her credit.
She can
She's got
sing.
talent. She's
Yes,
just
she does.
confused. Is that a good way to put it?
there we go. I
We're
like
going to
that.
leave it at that.
Yeah.
Vicky said you were trying to be the fashion scene. And you graduated, what, West Lauderdale?
Yeah. What's Lauderdale?
I was over at Northeast High School back in the day. Let's go to 2005. This was a pretty good song, Rascal Flatts. Anybody remember Fast Cars and Freedom? It was number one on this date. Everything went real well till his wife showed up in Playboy. No, it was his girlfriend at the time, Joe Don Walker. Oh, and we got to go back to 1981. I left one out. Who remembers REO Speedwagon? I almost forgot to show this.
Yep.
Gonna keep on loving you. REO. That was a big band back in the day.
And I can't sing, but hey,
Yeah, you tried though.
I tried. I stopped so y'all wouldn't leave us.
2017. Let's go on back when you're in court and you're trying to find folks to, well, make you a credible witness. Do not call the interior decorator because, well, they can make you look bad and tell everybody in the world that you had life-size dolls in your room.
Yeah, that's not good.
That didn't go over well.
No, not at all.
Rump row. We'll leave that at that.
Call the interior decorator.
We need to start this in Meridian, and let's start. I love the show because there's always somebody in a talent show that their mama has told them that they were the greatest singer of all time. Well, Chuck Barris come out with a show called The Gong Show, and if you were bad, they gonged you and you didn't get to sing anymore.
And you had to stop right then and go. Lou, we're not talking about Willie because I love Willie to death, but.
Talking about Willie.
Yeah.
Well, when he played Uncle Jesse and he stumbled out of an outhouse smoking marijuana, it didn't do a lot for me. I'm being honest with you about that.
That wasn't show related, but they did stick that in.
And
he was normally smoking.
He admitted,
him and Snoop Dogg, they've been smoking for a while.
He's admitted to be the only person that known up to smoke marijuana at the White House. 1978 or so there. Just saying.
I do like old Willie, and I do love his music. But he's as bad singing as I am. He just found a way to make money off of it.
On the road again.
I can't wait to get on the road again. That's the only way I can sing, but I hadn't made any money.
He done a fine remake of Always on My Mind. He did do that good.
7 Spanish Angels. Love it to death.
That was good.
Did great. He's made the money.
Poncho and Lefty. There's just a few of them there. But for some reason, that just really disturbed me about the remake of the Dukes of Hazzard. I have never been able to shake that.
And it did destroy Dukes of Hazzard because that was nothing like what. Now, they had the moonshine, but hey.
That's how you made a living back then. Everybody did it.
That's where NASCAR came from.
Exactly. But it did. It did. Mark says he's been to 12 concerts.
Don't send your husband to get us.
Good morning to you. Y'all put a smile on.
The Loose Caboose Arts and Crafts Festival 20th Anniversary Celebration is on April 1st. It kicks off Friday, March 31st with the Mississippi Delta Shows Carnival. Then Saturday, the Bank Plus 5K begins a day of shopping, food, and family fun in downtown Newton. Events include the Bank First Car Show, Brewer Sawmill Motorcycle Show, We Are Esco Dinosaur Experience, a Kids Zone, LA Dance Show, Magician Todd Smith, pony rides, and more. Headlining entertainment this year is Emily White. For more information, call 601-683-2201.
Are you looking for a trustworthy place to buy your next car or truck? Visit my friends at Massey Supermart Auto Sales. They've been doing business since 1955. There's a reason they've been in business for so long. They have fair prices, superior service, and repeat customers. For your next quality pre-owned vehicle, it's Massey Supermart Auto Sales. Taking care of your car needs at 1023 Highway 39 North.
Profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
Sip and Savor is back in downtown Meridian. Chef Jimmy Kennedy will headline this year's festival, bringing an outdoorsman spin on elevated Southern cuisine. Taking the main stage is country music artist Levi Hammond. Sample over 50 chefs and distilleries visiting from all over the South to showcase their award-winning dishes. Experience the culinary tradition of the South like you never have before.
Let's talk about ferns a moment. You're going to find all this down at the Lauderdale County Farm Supplies. They open up this morning. They've been open about 15 minutes now, taking care of anything that deals with horse feed, cattle, your house, your grass. How about some St. Augustine grass? A lot of sod in stock with flowers to make your house look, well, give it that curb appeal. That's a word we don't use often.
That's right. We don't know how to do that. You can tell behind us that we might need some of them purple flowers.
Yes, we do. Get you something for the gift shop. Turkey season has arrived as they got custom calls and boots and anything that you might need with that. Even taking care of your pets and all of that. Horse, cattle feed, any of that. Maybe you got chickens you need a little feed. They'll help you out. Lauderdale County Farm Supply, exit 151 off the interstate, will lead you to the front doors. Hey, you mentioned equipment a moment ago. We had a rump row in equipment as we go to Clark County Hot Topics to take a look at the fender bender.
Yeah, High Sheriff was on scene and got Equipment PD involved, and they came out. I don't think anybody was injured, nothing real bad, just a little boom, and that was about it. But,
that tends to happen from time to time. We think about those folks there as that happened.
You know, I wanted to bring that up. A minute ago, we talked about how when it comes to our country and Billy Ray, some gave all. And we want to bring back this day back in 2007, Dustin Lee from Quitman, killed in action, and that's a local guy.
And that really
part of us.
It was that was a really big deal. So many people mourned for the loss, and Jerome, you and Rachel at the time still got the plaque commemorating that. He was such a loved person, and we think about you on this day.
We do.
Doesn't matter how many years passed, you still have something that is missing, and this day forever stands still for our community as we remember that. I remember the funeral procession, miles upon miles upon miles of people took part of that.
We were with the Shrine, and the Shrine motorcade, the motorcycle group of Hamasa Shriners actually led that. And it was touching to be a small part of it, because this guy got a blank check and signed his name at the bottom and gave it to each and every one of us. And we ended up cashing that for what he stood for, and that was for America. And
that's right.
Our hearts and prayers go out to his family today.
Can't help but remember that. Maybe you're looking for a job. The city of Meridian may be looking for you, as they're looking for lifeguards. As we pull this up, we got this in from the city of Meridian yesterday. Lifeguards needed at Parks and Recreation. Is that up for you? Can you do it? Contact them at 485-1802. They'll fill in the blanks and tell you all about that.
That's right. Definitely needed. You know, get those pools up and going. We've got to have somebody to stand by.
That's right. Over at Chili's yesterday downtown by the interstate, Highway 19. Oops, what is that? A fender bender took place there. One of those that not that bad, but we did have some folks call me and say, look, I'm trying to get through here and can't get by. And that's what went on yesterday. A little note there of what all went on there. Let's see what else we've got stirring this morning across the great state of Mississippi. A Noxubee County man has pleaded guilty. Broke into an apartment. He got 15 years, 5 years suspended, and he'll spend 10 in the jail.
Oops.
Not worth breaking into a house over.
No, not at all. Not a good situation. And then that's on our dime.
Beverly's got it hung in her head now. Pretty paper, pretty ribbons of blue. It's nothing quite like having a Willie Nelson song hung in your head.
But does it sound like him as you're singing it to yourself?
You know, that's a trick to that. That is a trick. Scotty Ray Report, we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Nick Lisi. I am owner of Pinch and Tails Crawfish Shack here in Meridian, Mississippi. We are located right across the street from the Subway Sandwich Shop, right next to the Little Griddle. If you're a seafood lover, we have the absolute best seafood in town. We carry crawfish, shrimp, lobster tails, raw oysters, snow crab, corn potato sausage, all the fixins. And for all of your special orders and catering needs, please call 601-934-0598. We're located in downtown Marion.
The Square Peg Mini Mall, located across from the Neshoba County Co-op in Philadelphia, Mississippi, is a family-owned business that promises to treat you like family. The Square Peg Mini Mall has been operating for over 10 years and boasts over 30 vendors with a rotating inventory to fit that something you're looking for. Inventory is constantly updating, so there's always a chance for a surprise when you step inside. Come visit the Square Peg Mini Mall, located on 335 West Main Street in Philadelphia, Mississippi. Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything, from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel. If you got a tater log on your mind, this is probably where you need to go today. Maple's Deli. Maple's one-stop shop. They've got lunch plates, and breakfast, anything that you're looking for, Odie, to fill you up there.
Man, they'll definitely put some good food in your tummy and good coffee to wake you up in the morning. But great people that's working there that will welcome you in to their clean building. It's well kept, very nice. And you're going to go in and you're going to come out happy. Whether it's food, a snack, gas, whatever you need, they've got it right here at Maples, wherever you need to be.
6 locations scattered across town that'll take care of you in any shape, form, way that you need to be. Already 7:55 as I try to get my time straight here.
Man.
Again, right now, a little cloudy, and we have to say we're going to be heading out in just a few moments to talk to a class at West Lauderdale Elementary. What are we talking about?
I think we're going to talk a little bit about weather and media and how to get that information of weather out. And we're going to fill these kids full of knowledge. So.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. And we do appreciate the invite to West Lauderdale this morning to talk to the kids. Should be fun. We'll give you a full report tomorrow morning of what went on.
That's it. Golly, in 23 hours. This has been another. It doesn't matter how long we say it. 1 hour went by so quick.
It did.
That here we are at the end. And I'm sorry, we've got to leave y'all here shortly because we've had a full, long morning. But we appreciate each one of y'all coming and spending your morning with us. And just want to say thank you, God bless you, and have a wonderful day.
Yeah, in closing, I wanted to say this. Did you ever watch John Wick?
Love them.
Do you remember the guy that was at the hotel, the black gentleman that checked them all in?
Concierge.
Yes. John Wick star, and his name was Lance Reddick, has passed away at the age of 60. And what a great actor he was.
Well, John Wick 4, I believe, is coming out, and I hope I hate that. He was an awesome actor.
He was. I'm telling you, he played that part very well.
Yes.
So if you have not heard that by now, that is the breaking news that happened this week on that. We thought we'd share that with you. And again, we say thank you. As Odie said, we're headed to West Lauderdale. Y'all get ready. We're coming to town. We'll see you back bright and early tomorrow morning. What time does it start?
23 hours from now.
We'll see you then. Thank y'all for being a part of this.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: